Just go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference.
Leland Smith here from Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC. Have you ever had a plumber to your house to fix something and felt totally vulnerable when they gave you an estimate? Is it a fair price? Is the estimate even for the right thing? I mean, really, how would you even know? Have you ever gotten an estimate only to find out later that it didn't include everything, so you end up paying more than you thought? It's frustrating. If you ask me, it's totally unacceptable. When you call Service Champions for a plumbing problem, I'll make you a promise. Our technician will diagnose the problem right the first time. And the estimate you get is going to be the final price you pay, period. No guessing, no surprises, no funny business. Just a guaranteed price up front in writing. For clogged drains or any plumbing problems, call Service Champions at 833-777-7777 or at servicechampions.com.
Service Champions Plumbing, Heating,
Checking KFI traffic, we do have a closure in the Costa Mesa area. 405 northbound from the 73 to Fairview, all lanes closed until 10:30 a.m. QL Hambro, we have a wreck on the 10 eastbound at Fremont, that's blocking the 2 right lanes. And 2 West Covina on the 10 westbound at Holt, the crash there, blocking the center lane. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jonathan Weiss.
A combination of safety features, such as the intuitive all-wheel drive system and pop-up roll bar, demonstrates Nissan's commitment to safety.
the grisly scene on my electron beam told a story about human rights. So all the king's horses and all the king's men had a riot for 2 days and nights. The city exploded, but the gates wouldn't open, so the company asked them to quit. Now everybody's equal, just don't measure it.
It is the Jesus Christ Show. I am your holy host. Happy to be with you this Sunday, as I'm with you every single Sunday, right here answering your questions and talking about things that truly matter in life and the afterlife. I encourage you to be bold and brave and go to the phone with your theology question or life situation question anywhere in the U.S. of A. Dial 800-520-1534. That's 800-520-1534. Being teachable. Today I want you to ask yourself, am I self? I guess you'd like to refer to yourself as self. Self, am I teachable? And the importance of this question cannot be overstated, because this really is at the beginning of who you are, what you will know in life, how you will know it, and even how you'll be perceived by others. If they will see you as somebody who just rejects or someone who thinks they're a know-it-all. And having that platform as a speaker, having that platform as somebody who genuinely explores life and wants to learn, that is the best place to be. That is where you will get to know God. You'll get to know God through God's creation. I want you to know me, and one of the best ways to know me is to know the family. Now, I don't want you living your spirituality through someone else, because people will let you down. But you will see and you will know and you will learn things from others. And getting in that mindset to love discipline. As it says, Proverbs 12:1, whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. Are you bothered when somebody comes to you and corrects you constructively? I realize that there are those that take on the tone and the attitude, and they're ugly about it, and that it's hard to receive that. I understand that. But I also want you to get to that place where you have the sense of an old cow. You eat the hay and you leave the sticks. You can weed through these things and understand that there's a difference between someone's attitude and the truth. And if what they're telling you is beneficial, if you can learn from it. But how exciting has it been throughout your life? Those times where you've had an epiphany, where you've learned something that has changed the way you do something. For men, it's when they finally look at the instructions after trying to put something together for the past 12 hours on their own. I say that with love, men. But you may come across some sort of moment. You may remember throughout your life a good teacher, someone who took the time with you and spoke to you on your level. And how wonderful it was to take that knowledge. And I want you to get to that place today. I want you to remind yourself to be in that spirit every single day. Being that explorer. Being willing to learn new ways. Not being stubborn or pushy. That everyone needs to see things your way. Oh, you'll play a part in the cycle. You'll be teaching others too. But you have to be ready, willing, and able for that reproof. It's not just ignoring reproof. It's not just being bothered by reproof. In Scripture it says you hate reproof. You can't stand when someone corrects you. You're always in that place where you refuse to be teachable. And today I want you to be teachable. It's okay to make mistakes. Scripture says that a righteous man is not someone who doesn't fall, but someone who falls 7 times and 7 times gets up. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. As long as you are open to whatever reproof, whatever teaching moment that is. The world is getting to a place where you are looking with the internet, with all the technology, where you can replay somebody's statement and thoughts over and over and over again. The world is loving to pounce upon those thoughts. Rather than showing reproof, wanting to solidify those as the only thought that person's ever had. That mistakes aren't actually made. Don't get to that place. Don't get to that place of hardening the heart towards somebody else or even with your own self. Towards others, you feel that they're not teachable, that they can't learn, that that's only who they are, and with yourself thinking that you know everything, that you're so well learned, that you don't need to consume any more from anyone. And that becomes the hating of reproof, and that's what makes you stupid. You are listening to The Jesus Christ Show. To ask your question, dial
800-520-1434. I'm Jane Yamamoto, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. 14 people have been shot in Philadelphia. 3 of those shot are dead. Police say multiple people began shooting into a crowd last night. The shooting happened near the intersection of South Street and 3rd Street, known as a corridor of entertainment with lots of bars and restaurants. Police were on patrol. When they heard the gunshots, those officers saw several people shooting into the crowd. No one has been arrested. Blue Origin successfully sent its 5th group of passengers to the edge of space. The NS-21 mission left from the company's West Texas site yesterday morning with 6 people on board, including a 26-year-old electrical and hardware engineer who was sponsored by the nonprofit Space for Humanity and is one of the youngest women to fly to space and the first Mexican-born woman to make such a journey.
It's just realizing how connected we really are to our planet and how important it is for us to take care of what we have here.
Meanwhile, a fire in the Coachella Valley has burned about 60 acres. The fire started near Monroe Street and Avenue 62 in Thermal around 11 o'clock last night. About 20 homes in the area lost power. More than 600 voting centers are now open throughout Los Angeles County on the second weekend of early voting for Tuesday's primary. They are open from 10 in the morning to 7 o'clock tonight. Residents can vote in person or return a completed vote-by-mail ballot. Locations for voting centers or official drop boxes for mailed ballots can be found online at lavote.gov. And the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebration is coming to an end.
An estimated 10 million people are taking part in the final day of street parties and celebrations on this, the last day of a long, extended weekend marking the Queen's 70 years on the throne. More than 85,000 have signed up to host big Jubilee lunch events, with Prince Charles and Camilla joining a feast at the Oval Cricket Ground in South London.
ABC's Tom Rivers says last night about 25,000 people attended a concert outside Buckingham Palace. It was televised around the world. Now taking a look at your early morning traffic, roadwork on the 405.
It's going to be on the northbound side of the Costa Mesa area from the 73 to Fairview. They have all lanes coned off for roadwork until 10:30 a.m. We have a crash at Alhambra on the 10 eastbound at Fremont. That's blocking the 2 right lanes. And some more roadwork going on in West Covina on the 10 westbound from Vincent to Pacific Avenue. 3 right lanes coned off there until midnight. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jonathan Weiss.
If you get hurt in an accident, choose the law firm with the experience to win. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
Alpine weather from KFI. Partly cloudy in Metro LA and Inland OC. Very later today, sunny and breezy, highs in the mid to upper 70s. Sunny and windy today in the valleys and Inland Empire, highs in the mid to upper 80s. Beaches, morning fog, and sunny skies later today with highs in the low 70s. We lead locals live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jane Yamamoto.
Hey, kiddo, ready to catch that movie?
Almost. Wallet, phone, keys, mask. Yep, all set.
The mask? That's not required, is it?
No, but it's gonna be busy and crowded, so I'll feel better with it on.
You right. It is open at night. Let me grab mine.
Nice. You'll pass the vibe check, Dad.
Wearing the mask when it can help protect you and others is just one way to keep each other safer. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health. As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
So when I hit the gas,
It's just a belt. And nothing we can't fix.
it's going. What's that?
From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO.
Exclusions apply, may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer at participating centers only.
People who know go to AMCO. AAMCO.
As the country bounces back from COVID and mask mandates are lifted, your business needs a lift too. Promote your company right here, right now. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? Visit iHeartAdvertising.com and get AM and FM working for you. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
I am celebrating both National Salad and Hamburger Months by eating a Wahlburger every day with extra lettuce, tomato, and onion. Hashtag multitasking. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morocco. Number 5.
The marketplace is open. 7 delectable dining experiences under one roof. It's your turn to experience what everyone is talking about.
Number 4.
Rodney Carrington Live, August 6th. Get your tickets now.
3.
New slots and giant jackpots. Come try our new Pup Series progressive slot machine next to Splash Bar.
Number 2.
Spice up your Sunday for free. Live Latin music at the Sideline Stage every Sunday, 6 to 10 p.m.
And the number 1 reason.
There's no funner time than summertime at Oasis Pool. It's summer in SoCal. Pool parties are just what you do.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
We know you can't get enough of your favorite flavors. Luckily, Ralph's free pickup makes it easy to grab what you need without any surprise fees. Whether it's extra buns for the barbecue or the chips you just can't quit, start your cart with the Ralph's app. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. $35 order minimum. Restrictions may apply, subject to availability.
And now you'll find more ways to save on your favorites. When you download digital coupons, you can use up to 5 times in one transaction. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
17 million veterans have served our country. Coming home and healing may be the longest and hardest battle they face. Since 9/11, 100,000 veterans have died by suicide. Hundreds of thousands more suffer from the invisible wounds of war. It's time to act. Home Base provides 21st century world-class care to veterans and their families from across the country at no cost. To get care or find out how you can help, visit homebase.org/iHeart. Their mission is complete. Ours has just begun.
KFI.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
More stimulating talk.
Gonna take you to the hurting ground, where all good men are trampled down, just to settle a bet that could not be won, between a prideful father and his son. Won't you guide me now, for I can't see?
It is the Jesus Christ Show. I am your holy host. Happy to be with you this Sunday, as I'm with you every single Sunday, right here, answering your questions, talking about the things that truly matter in life, and of course, the afterlife. Craig, welcome to the Jesus Christ Show.
Hello, Jesus.
Hi, Craig. What's going on?
I'm just wondering if when you die, do you go straight to heaven or hell and judge at that moment, or do you maybe go to a holding place until Jesus returns?
Well, there are people that debate this to this day in the different sections of Christianity. Catholics and Protestants have different views, and some Protestants have different views from one another. But if you go to Scripture, you'll see that in the book of Hebrews, in chapter 9, verse 27, it says, "And inasmuch as it is appointed for men to die once, and after this comes judgment." If you also cross-reference that with 2 Corinthians 5:8, you hear where Paul says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Also, on the cross, if you remember when I was speaking to the thief, I said, "Today you will be with me in paradise."
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot that points to this waiting period, but there is some confusion as to translating what you deal with on earth, which is a time continuum. You have time to deal with. You deal with today, tomorrow, yesterday, and the past, present, and future. Well, that doesn't exist in heaven. So some people feel that it gets kind of tied up in that, and that it becomes difficult to understand when things actually happen, because in heaven, you want to blow your mind, truly everything that's going to happen has already happened. So those that will be in heaven already are, because you're living out the time here. I know it just gets more confusing now, doesn't it? But
that makes sense.
It does, but it's a little weighty to understand, because the things of God are going to be different than the things of man. But Scripture doesn't, there's no room for like reincarnation or anything like that. Craig, it's pretty spelled out in Scripture. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Great question. Thanks for calling. Susie, welcome to the Jesus Christ Show.
Good morning, Jesus. I'm actually going to pull over so I can speak to you legally.
Excellent. I appreciate that.
I just want you to know I've already spoken to you this morning via my prayers to you.
Indeed.
And my prayer was, would it be all right if I made this phone call? Because I needed to speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the phone call, and I'm very, very pleased.
Oh, good. What's going on?
To be on the phone with you. Yesterday was a hard day for me. It started out being a wonderful day, and I was getting many blank checks signed you. And I was so in appreciation of the way that the morning started out. My mother-in-law is elderly, and she's been very sick. My husband and I haven't been to see her. He has problems with his older brother who lives there. I really have problems with his older brother who lives there. His brother's about 60, I guess, takes care of the mother. He's a despicable human being that, unfortunately, has no love or light in his life whatsoever, and certainly doesn't have you in his life whatsoever. Yesterday, happenstance had it that I was close enough to their house after a rehearsal thing I had to go to. I thought I'm going to go see my mother-in-law, and I did. I sat down next to her on the floor. I got on my knees and was holding her hand, and she didn't know who I was. She didn't know who my husband was that I was speaking about, but her son was sitting right there. And he got angrier and angrier as I sat there, ended up turning around. He's 6'5", and I was crunched on the floor holding my mother-in-law's hand. He ended up getting up out of his chair, turning around, and when he was being so mean-spirited, I said, "Why are you doing this?" And he said, "Because everyone has always hated you. Everyone hates you," and said I was completely always and have been the B word. We've been married, my husband and I have been married 35 years. His family always had kind of issues with me. I'm not thinking that I was good enough for their incredible son. My husband has told them otherwise. I loved his family regardless, but his brother is an odd duck. I don't know, Jesus, how to handle. I prayed all about it yesterday, even talked to girlfriends for affirmation, and my sister for affirmation, because I was very sad, and it was eating away at me. It's hard to take that everybody's always hated you and then used a foul word to call me. How would you have me handle this?
Well, there's a lot to this situation, and much that's not going to be on board because you don't have all the parties. We're seeing this through your eyes. Not saying that it's without veracity, but saying that perspective from different sides are important, especially when somebody lashes out at you. Now, first, have you felt this animosity from other people in that family, and that you feel is kind of stemming from the people didn't think you were good enough for your husband?
My father-in-law was very lackluster toward me. However, he really came around toward the end before he died, and he's been gone for 21 years now. My mother-in-law was always just very surfacey with me, and when I would speak to her about the couple of times that I just had to go to her and talk to her and tell her that there was never going to be another daughter-in-law or grandchildren, I'm as good as it gets. She said, "I accept you, Susie." Didn't ever say, "I love you," but accepted me. And that breaks my husband's heart. He has gone to them again and said, "You have no idea who my wife is. You don't know what kind of a mother or wife she is and how much she adores me." And I do. He's the love of my life. But as far as any other family members, absolutely not. And the brother-in-law, Jesus, as I'm sure you know, has never had a date in his life, has not a friend to call friend.
Okay, well,
and he's a very lonely person.
We can't delve into him because he's not on the phone. But what we can do is ask the tough questions to you.
Okay.
And that is if you had to guess, not just necessarily what they said, but if you had to be super honest with yourself, what would you think sets them off so much?
What puts them off so much?
Yeah. What about you puts them in a place? Because we only have a couple of options. One, that his entire family is not to accept him, which is a pretty big pill to swallow. Or there is something in your personality or something that you do that does not mix with this family in some way other than the brother.
Well, Jesus, it's very simple. Yes, it's very, very simple. I am a very extroverted girl, and I have a very huge personality. And you didn't goof, nor did your father when he